Yeah, Dopest RENegades was good. Happy to see you guys as always. Once again, thank you for all the love and support from the book club. You guys are the greatest. So I seen you guys were mentioning this right here, Troubles. Now, for me doing my little quick research and everything, I did not know the magnitude of this song, right? So apparently this song was actually on what the NHL NHL 24 soundtrack, track number 26. Well, NHL 25 soundtrack, I'm sorry. It made it up there. That's a pretty big deal. And you already know we gotta take our walk and everything. So according to Ren on like his YouTube page and everything, he put up here after he posted it, he put there's a really good chance we could chart with this one. This will be the first time in history a song about me and Lyme disease would make the top 40, which would be huge for awareness. Salute to Ren. Moments like this are pinch me moments and make me feel good about keeping the promise to my younger self. That's because all of you guys, thank so much. Well, thank you so much, all of you guys. If you want to help secure that spot, you can download Troubles on all platforms by following the link below. So that was him on YouTube right now. So then he also has a post about um pretty much talking about the song and everything. So if you guys want to get straight to the reaction, I understand you can skip right to it, but you already know what time it is on this channel. We walk, we don't run, so we go get into, some things up here that maybe you guys knew about or maybe y'all didn't. So it says song introduction for Troubles music video. From the age of 19 to 26, I spent most of my life in bed in physical and mental pain. This shit right here be hard to read, man. Just knowing what Rain goes through and what he's still going through and still progressing. It's a strong dude. Bed in physical and mental pain. I spent years bouncing from doctor to doctor searching for a way out with no luck. The more time that passed, this is like chapters. The more time that passed without answers, the more my body would deteriorate. By the time I was 25, I could barely stand and enter the stress-induced psychosis. Although I was convinced I was going to die, I did climb out of this. My out of the I did climb out. This is my story of hope. I wish I'd had more stories of hope at that time. Closing comments from Trouble music video. Conditions like Lyme disease, ME, MCAS, POTS. God, man, that's a lot of stuff. All receives criminally low attention and funding relative to many other conditions. Victims are usually left to suffer for years without any solid explanation of what is going on and receive very little help to escape a body constantly at war with itself. This can make you feel like you're like giving up, and many times I came close. I'm so happy I didn't because life is beautiful now. I promise yours can be too. And then he did a what do you say? Okay, that's this right here. I think we already read that already. Oh wow, yeah, this right here goes crazy. Yeah, it's like a whole story right here. So, yeah, he was like, when I was first diagnosed with ME, the amount of support and understanding of this illness was very low. I was left to suffer with no real explanation as to why. I wasn't told at the time that this can be a product of the conditions like Lyme, POT, MCAS, reactivating viruses. I had to figure that out by myself, and it took years of trial and error and treatments that often left me worse off until I was until I was a functional human again. Over a decade later, and landscape still looks very much the same. Sufferers all over the world are left with debilitating, confusing symptoms and are left to drop off the face of the earth unnoticed because of the limited energy people have to advocate for themselves. People go from living fully active lives to trapped in bed sometimes for decades. That right? Can you imagine that, man? Like, don't take nothing for granted, y'all. Sometimes for decades with no reason why. ME, um, a debilitating and cruel condition receives less than 6 times the amount of annual funding than male pattern baldness. Damn, really? Dang, talk about priorities. You could being bald, you can still move and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all prioritize that over ME. That's crazy. Nancy Kilman is a professor of microbiology and immunology once said, my HIV patient for the most part are hale and hearty thanks to 3 decades of intense and excellent research and billions of dollars invested. Many of my MECFS patients, on the other hand, are terribly ill and unable to work or participate and care for their families. I split my clinical time between the two illnesses, and I could tell you if I had to choose between the two illnesses in 2009, I would rather have HIV because I guess because it gets more support. I firsthand experienced the crushing defeat of having a condition that there is little to no support for, and it breaks my heart to know that every day people are dropping off the face of the earth, and many instances will be left to suffer for years with no full explanation of support. I am one of the fortunate ones who managed to manage symptoms enough to resume a mostly functional life. Therefore, I see it as a duty to speak on behalf of the people who find themselves in a position where it's difficult to speak for themselves. That right there, man, that's real. He's being the voice of the voiceless. Um, I wish I'd had more stories of hope at the time. Now I'm in a position where I could actively make a dent, even a small one. I've spent the last month putting together a detailed account of my story in hopes that it helps the people suffering feel less alone, gives them hope, and also hopefully raises awareness and rattles enough cages to highlight the severity of this illness to the point where more is done for it. It's crazy right there, man. My first installment will debut on my YouTube channel and Twitch channels tomorrow at 6:15 p.m. UK time, and will continue every day until the release of my next track, Troubles. I hope for the sake of all of us still actively fighting their hardest to participate in life. That right there is crazy. Fighting their hardest to participate in life. That, man, that's sad that people are going through stuff like that. That this offers some kind of help, because I know what it's like to feel hopeless. I love you, Ren. Y'all know we had to get that out the way, man. We had to see what Ren was talking about, man. It gives you clarity for the video. It sets the tone for me personally, because this is, y'all know, this is my introduction to the video. So I'm reading this before going into this, so I got a higher level of appreciation for it. Dang, man. So we're going on like 7 minutes and the video ain't even start yet. Let's get right into this, man. Ren, Troubles. Let me see. And obviously he did produce this and everything. There's a sample up here called Trouble So Hard from Vera Hall. So yeah. Let's get it, y'all. Appreciate the love and support as always. Can't say enough. Let's go. Oh, snap.
I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stop when I reach in, memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music help the ice to thaw. Put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitter. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted. Persistent little blogger, I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine was severed from the means to help me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed tomb. Rearranged the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24 I was poor, disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25 and the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision. Visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. 25 living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become. And my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts, 26 I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I brought my microphone until my coffin started dropping. Raw thoughts with the grim reaper knocking on on the track. But then, man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. In the cell transplant, pulled me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger. And my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you. Pain that I live through. Everything I've been through is yours to hold.
Yo, hey man, bruh, like definitely gotta do a rewatch on this, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I was just when it comes to this, man, first and foremost, man, I was blown the fuck away by the production, man. The production up here was something crazy. I know Nas used that sample too, but like that right there, this sample was crazy. And then that's before we even get to Ren's like flow in this track. It's just so much stuff to unpack. And then when you get to the whichever comes out first, when you get to the lyricism, it's just what he's talking about and the way he's switching his flow and everything, and the way the beat is like just agreeing with him. Like the shit is amazing. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks from him, easily, man. Top 5, easily one of my favorite tracks from Ren. Top 5. This shit right here is smoking. Damn, man, this track is so fire. And then and then just that starter jacket, bruh, that bull starter jacket is so damn hard. I don't be knowing where he be getting some of the shit he be getting. I'm like, yo, where are you finding that shit at? I ain't never seen that bull starter jacket before. That shit is tough. But it's Ren, man. This is a more serious Ren. He's talking his shit, like, you know what I'm saying? He's really witty with it. And then he has a lot of stuff, you know, that he's talking about on chapters as well that's up here too. And then like the whole thing when he's talking about he carved like, you know, himself. Cause I believe was it in chapters when he did that, like he carved like it was a TV. I think he slammed the TV on the ground, I believe. I think he said it was a TV. He slammed the TV on the ground and then he picked up like a piece of metal from the TV and just started like cutting through his body, like for the pain. And he was saying like that's nowhere near the worst pain he ever felt. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all clarify with that. But I believe he slammed the TV on the ground and then he was just bleeding all over the place when people were like, you know, going by and everything. He's like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's wild to me, man. So when he's saying that, he's like, nah, literally, like whatever he said when he was like, no, I really did. I wish I was lying. I carved, you know, metal in my body. Shit, man, shit. Woo, man, y'all put y'all kicks on, man. Whichever ones y'all want to put on, dog. Put them kicks on, dog. Get some comfortable ones too, with good soul and all that stuff, with the eco soul and all that, you know, for the heel and the arch support. Let's get all that. So let's get right into it, man. Troubles. Let's break it down. And I like the visuals as well too. How he's in all these different places out there. It's dope. And then you got Vera Hall, you know, Trouble So Hard, and it's just man, just amazing. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my Lord, this sample right here is crazy, man. The energy that this track produces is insane. I can see why they put this on NHL, man. You over there, you know what I'm saying? Like they be fighting and everything out there, just being out there on the ice and everything. Just I can see why this made it on that game and everything. I need to do that. Y'all let me know. Do they got a single for this, man? I see the artwork right here. Do they got a single for Troubles that I could get on vinyl? Because I got to put that on the wall somewhere, man. This joint right here is hard. And then the scratching, man, the fucking scratching. That's another thing that set me off, man. The scratching, you like the scratching of the production, man. And I like the way Ren starts too. He's got his phone. Like, I'll be paying attention to stuff like that. The visuals, like, he's just like, all right, man, it's time for me to kill this. Let me go get off the phone real quick. And he just jumps right into it. And he's like, I don't reach into the past very much, for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts leave me stuck when I reach in memories or seeped in the hydraulic acid. That right there, hydrochloric acid, I'm sorry. As described, Ren, he once used a shard of glass from. All right, so it was glass from the TV screen. My bad, not metal. So like, yeah, he used the shard of glass from the TV screen and, like, you know, cut himself and everything, like feel pain and all that. It's crazy how he said that wasn't even the worst pain he ever felt ever. So he's like, I don't reach into the past very much, for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts leave me stuck when I reach in memories are seeped in hydrochloric acid. You know, it's crazy right there. I go to war and get passive and freeze up, but my music helped the ice to thaw. Like that right there, thaw out the ice and everything, made it better. My music did.
I don't reach into the past very much, for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts leave me stuck when I reach in. Memories are seeped in hydrochloric acid. I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music.
I like that, man. Hydrochloric acids. I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Then he says, but my music's helped the ice to thaw. You know, that right there is hard, man. You know, to go to war and get passive and freeze up, and then here comes his music to thaw it all out. Man, that therapy right there, man.
Passive and freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw, but the chisel.
Music helped the ice to thaw, but the chisel in the middle swinging of the hammer of Thor pull it out of the impossible Excalibur sword. So once again, talking that King Arthur shit, and then also talking about the hammer of Thor and everything. Pull it out of the impossible Excalibur sword, etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore hard. The first day that I got sick, ejected from cockpit of living. That right there is wild right there too. Just how people take life for granted, and the way that Ren talks about life, it's just like on some, can you imagine, man? Like, we look at life as like, all right, we're just living today. He's like, no, I'm trying to live life. I'm trying to be normal, man. I feel like I'm not going to make it through life. Life is going to take me out.
In the middle, swing the hammer of Thor, pull it out of the impossible Excalibur sword, etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living, 19 young teen.
All right, let's get back to that, man. I'd be so into it, man. I can't. Oh man, this track is so damn hard. I just want to run this shit back and not say shit. But yeah, but when you're saying etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore, you know, pretty much writing down his rhymes and how he feels and everything for like what he's going through, using like his pain, his ammunition, and to cope with it. 19 young teen waking up bitten. I wonder if is he talking about the tick? Yeah, for Lyme disease. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Ran after years of suffering and misdiagnosis, was diagnosed with Lyme disease, a bacterial infection caused by bites from ticks. So he's saying 19 young T walking up bitten. And you gotta think about it too, man. His 20s was just it was him trying to get better. That's crazy. Can you imagine losing? Well, I know people that I know, you know, in prison and everything. That's kind of like that with them. But it's like, could you imagine just like losing like 10 years of your life that you'll never get back? And he spent like over 10 years or under 10 years like just trying to get back, and he's still not all the way back, but you can't tell. So think about this with Ren. If Ren is the way he is now, right, and he's out here doing stuff, could you imagine when he gets 100%? When he gets 100%, he's gonna go crazy. Because I remember him saying that he wants to do tours, but he just can't do it. But he wants to, man. Imagine, I'm not gonna say if. Imagine when Ren gets all the way good and he could do tours. He gonna break records, man. He gonna break global records. I promise you. So 19 young teen waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt. Ren went missing. So nobody knows where Ren is, you know, because I'm guessing because he's been in his bed forever. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first year maybe was the hardest, walking in a body that was buried like a carcass, pretty much walking in a dead body. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit, Lord have mercy. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted. It's crazy, man. Man, it's like with his words, I know we don't really know what he went through unless like people had the same condition as him. They can speak for him, but those of us that haven't been through that condition, the way he writes it down, it's already enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would hate to know how it really feels.
The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt, ran, went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first year maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted. Persistent little
Man, and that scratching right there, man. That scratching is just it's production. It's just so much going on. I love all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much going on. Of course, not what he's talking about. I hate to see that for people, but just the way it's being delivered, the way the message is getting across, you got no choice but to acknowledge it. You're gonna hear him. So then he gets verse 2. Persistent little bugger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. The ball and tennis going back and forth. So I used to say bouncing like a ball to a doctor to a doctor. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren, so we don't, it's never end. Like, I don't know how this is going to end. Every single question answered with a question on the end. Like, man, if y'all haven't read, well, I ain't read, might as well say it, man. If y'all ain't read chapters / watch chapters on YouTube, man, the chapter series, like, this is what he's been talking about in chapters. It's like a song for it, in my opinion. That's what it sounds like, because y'all know I watched it all over the place and everything at different times. He was like, every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams, mine was severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Mine was severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed and fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. Ooh, man, talk, man.
Aching, broken hearted. Persistent little blogger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine was severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting.
The way he dropped that punchline right there, man. I like the way he dropped that punchline. It just makes you think. When he's like, hard to remain when your brain's combusting.
The means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting.
Man, and then now he's breaking down the years, man. The first year, the second year, now we're in the third year. And the third year was murder. Living in a purgatory full of worry. Purgatory is a joint in the middle of like heaven and hell. So it's just like living in a purgatory full of worry. Wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me. Always in my bed tomb. Man, not bedroom, bed tomb. Always in my bed tomb. Rearrange the alphabet and all the letters spell doom. Light hurt my eyes. Popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally, you steadily decline. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline, you're declining at 23. Like that right there is crazy. You're like in your prime. You're supposed to be out there having fun. You know what I'm saying? 24, now we're going next year. 24, I was poor. Disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. Talk. Go ahead and talk, man.
Same with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder. Living in a purgatory full of worry. Wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me. Always in my bed tomb. Rearrange the alphabet and all the letters spell doom. Light hurt my eyes. Popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24, I was poor. Disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant.
That right there, man. And the middle finger, man. I like the middle finger. We read through it. The middle finger. Throw it that middle finger again,
benefits. What's the benefit of disability?
Let him see it, Ren. Let him see it. Let him see it. Let him see it. Let me know how you feel. Ren's condition let him apply for disability money, and he explains in this line it's basically pointless. So pretty much the money for disability. I know people that have went through these situations, man. It's like the money they get from it it's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's, of course, anything's better than something. I mean, nothing. Something's better than nothing, but at the same time, I feel like you know what I'm saying? You should have more. The way that money goes, the way that you would think like the type of money that is taken out of like taxes and Medicare and Medicaid and all that other stuff, you would think you will be covered more when you get hurt, or your city or your state or your government, wherever you are, they would take care of their people even more. So Ren comes back and he's like 25 and the scars that were etched, they cracked. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Everything has a limit. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then they snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision, visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. Like conjuring my superstition, like visions of the underworld, like he's seeing evil things.
Irrelevant. 25 and the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision, visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition.
25 living back at my mom. He was like looking back at, this was kind of like witty right here. He was like 25 living back at home with my mom, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done, so thin, so frail, so weak I become, and my skin is so pale, never kissed by the sun. So pretty much he's inside for so long, he never feels the sun on his body and everything. So of course that's gonna make him more pale and everything and lighter. Never kissed by the sun. One time, and this is what he's talking about, one time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor. The struggle was real, and that's what they're talking about when he slammed the TV on the ground and everything and picked up the glass out of the TV and like carved his chest. When you're living in a Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's a relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Ah, man, that's these lines. Phase 26 and I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated. All right, Ren, let's catch up.
25 living back at home with my mom, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become, and my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts. 26, I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm...
All right, we gotta get into that, right? He starts cooking up here. So he's like, facts. 26, I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm laying broken, naked on my back. I bought my microphone into my coffin, started dropping raw thoughts and the Grim Reaper knocking on the track. I like that right there, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I bought my microphone into my coffin, my tomb where I'm dying at. I brought my microphone there, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook up here. Raw thoughts with the Grim Reaper knocking on the track. So it says, when Ren had stem cell transplant, he got stuck in his room for years and began to write and produce in his room to cope, man. Salute to Ren. Like, you know what I'm saying? His metaphorical coffin, where he feels like he's going to die. He snuck his microphone in there. Well, I don't know if he brought it in there. He started writing and everything. Yeah, and then it just, it blew up. And I like how he uses music to help him get the proper, like be seen by the proper doctors, you know what I'm saying, in the medical field. He used his skill that God gave him to get through all this, man. And he's still like reaping the benefits of it, and people love him. It's dope to me, man.
Of cold steel. Facts. 26, I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I brought my microphone until my coffin started dropping raw thoughts with the Grim Reaper knocking on the track.
Yeah. Hard. Sorry. So verse 4, he's like, the man, lo and behold, I heard an angel begging on the treacherous road. My bad, y'all. There's a loud plane in the background. I lost my thought. I heard an angel begging on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. A cell transplant brought me out of the cold. So the cell, I guess he got a cell transplant and everything, and that's what helped him get better. So he says, when it says was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow, they're saying a stem cell doctor heard of Ren's story because his daughter was a fan of Ren. He contacted Ren and told him that if he could get together the money to fly himself to Los Angeles and whatever funds he needed outside the procedure itself, he would do the transplant for free. He started fundraising with help of his fans. He raised the money and ended up getting the transplant to save his life. He got a second stem cell transplant later. The first one worked so well for him. That's what's up, man. That's what it is. And if y'all can tell, I've not finished chapters yet, man. I still have not finished it because I'm pretty sure he has this in there. So he said it was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. So that's the one that helped him, obviously. And the cell transplant brought me out of the cold, and my skin got younger, and my body got stronger, and my stomach felt hunger for the door that was closed. So now I can feel hunger and everything. I'm getting my nerves back. And my soul heard music for the first time. Not his ears, his soul. My soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Hard. Let's go, man.
Reaper knocking on the track, but then, man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road.
And I like how, you go from how dark it is, and then the next verse is the light. Raw thoughts from the Grim Reaper knocking on the track. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he's recording the Grim Reaper knocking on the. I like what he did there. But then, man, lo and behold, it's just like, here we go.
But then, man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. In the cell transplant, pulled me out of the cold. And my skin got younger, and my body got stronger, and my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold.
I had that wrong, and my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. Yeah, I like that right there. I was hungry for, like, you know what I'm saying? Now my stomach is hungry for these opportunities that I didn't have before. That's the way I decipher it. You know what I'm saying? When you say somebody's hungry, you know, that means they want the money, they want the passion. Like you see somebody that's out here, like basketball player or something like that. They go to practice all the time. They hungry. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get all the points. They're hungry. But if they were sitting down somewhere, you know, that hunger, they don't know what it feels like, you know. So he's like, now that I got that off of me, now I got this drive. I already had kind of a drive. I was kind of stagnant, but now that that's gone, I'm focused, I'm locked in. So I like that right there. So beauty was the word I used for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you, pain that I live through, everything I've been through is yours to hold. Hard, man. He went from feeling like the gods like hated him to just, yo, hey, I get it now. I'm here.
Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you, pain that I live through, everything I've been through is yours to hold.
And then after that, man, that's crazy right there. Everything I've been through is yours to hold. Tough, man. And we get back to Vera Hall with the trouble sample, man. This sample is so hard. This track just is ridiculous, y'all. I'm not even really like I'm trying to focus, man, but I just keep hearing it playing in my head while I'm over here reading this to y'all, man. It's just I definitely gotta spin this one back. Oops. And you look at the stuff he's wearing, right? You know, of course, obviously, this joint say "Sick Boy" right here on the back, right? And then this joint right here, it says Hollywood spat me out. You know what I'm saying? Like Hollywood, you know, they spit me out. Like they fuck Hollywood type shit. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to the shell toes, man. Like Ren always got on some Adidas shell toes all the time. And like I said, man, that bull starter jacket, man, is fire. And then the snow is like perfect for like this vibe too. And then this right here, conditions like Lyme disease, ME, MCAS, POTS, fibromyalgia. Y'all, I'm gonna call it fibro or fibro. I'm not gonna go embarrass myself up here. All receive criminally low attention and funding relative to many other conditions. This is what we read earlier. Victims are usually left to suffer for years without any solid explanation of what is going on and receive very little help to escape. Body can constantly at war with itself. That right there is so crazy, man. Like when you think about it, obviously outside the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Just when you look in it deeper, like just think about what these people go through. Like you expect the medical field to be able to diagnose you properly, so you put your trust in them because so much money goes into it. And then these people, you get misdiagnosed. They say like you're a hypochondriac, so they refuse. And then the whole time your body is fighting with itself, then they'll give you the wrong shit. Then your body could get addicted to it. Then you create a whole nother problem on top of your problem that they didn't diagnose in the first place. So now you're sicker than you were supposed to be, you know, pretty much, which is Ren's story. Because if they would have diagnosed him and said, you know, he had Lyme disease from the jump, he wouldn't be going through what he was going through. Well, what he's going through. This can make you feel like giving up, and many times I came close, but I'm so happy I didn't, because life is beautiful now. I promise you can be too. Very inspirational. For those of you still living in the dark, hold on. There will be a day where these conditions are more easily managed. So he's giving everybody hope as well. Until that day, I will keep pushing for more exposure, more compassion, more understanding. And he did not stray away from that, man. He is consistently pushing this and trying to bring this to the eyes of everybody and put everyone on blast. that are not, you know what I'm saying, the medical industries that are just turning blind eyes to people, misdiagnosing them. You know, he's speaking for the victims. We all deserved a life tree, tree. We all deserve a life free of suffering, where we can find moments of beauty and peace. Even when things seem hopeless, I promise this is still possible. Yeah, man. Hope. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, that one right there, man, that was definitely one. I'm glad we got this one on the channel as well. This track right here is so dope, man. It brings awareness, and it's easy to digest. You could, you know what I'm saying? You could rock to it and everything. And it's one of them things, man. I feel like when Ren was creating this, he was like, yo, I got him. It's like he knew he had a banger. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like like sonically, it sounds great. Perfect. I wouldn't change nothing about this song. Nothing about his verse, the way, nothing. There's nothing to change. This is like a masterpiece in my opinion. And then when you digest the overall sound, depends on what type of listener you are. If you hear the sounds first and then you hear like Ren's patterns and everything, but you're not really hearing what he's saying, you're gonna be captivated by the song like on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Surface level, you're gonna be captivated by the song. But then when you start listening to it more and more and more, you're gonna start to like it more, because then you hear about what he's talking about, how he's raising awareness, how he's telling his story and all that. And it's just gonna keep getting better and better. You know, I dig stuff like this. This is the type of music that ages really well. You know what I'm saying? Like when people out here trying to chase a sound and everything, trying to chase a sound for the radio or whatever it is, and it's like yeah, that might work for like those 2 months. You know what I'm saying? It's not long term. I call it replay value. It doesn't have high replay value. His music does. You can keep going back and listening to it. It applies to like every day in life, every year in life. He has a universal sound. He has a universal message. So, his music is gonna live on forever, man. Salute to Ren and salute to the Renegades for pulling up, man. Love you guys. Let me go and get up out of here. I know I haven't had as many uploads going on. I've been trying to, y'all know me, every videos I'm making excuses and shit. But yeah, I'm all over the place to say the least. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I will get the videos out as much as I can, man. And y'all already know, man, my favorite version, this right here, this Ren right here is like my favorite version of Ren right here. I feel like with this one, I feel like he embodies like all the sounds and everything that he has, and he just puts it up here, and I love it, man. I love it. The delivery and the message couldn't get across to me any better. So salute to him, y'all. But let me get up out of here. Protect your peace with your peace. Stay away from negativity and naysayers. I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys. Y'all be easy out there and y'all be safe. See you on the next one. Peace.